What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Not
another damn
another damn podcast.
presented by
Our
our
damn
damn
selves.
selves. So 406, kid. 406. How you doing? How the hell are you?
Tired.
Oh yeah, you had quite the adventure this weekend. Yeah. Talk about that.
I
Bunch of
had
10-year-olds. Let's talk.
I had a bunch of 10-year-olds with me this weekend because Miss Ari turned 10 last week. And she told me months ago that she did not want to do a joint party with her brother because she said, I'm turning 10.
Yeah. Well,
So I don't want to do a joint party with
I
him.
want to
Like
party with not
I don't
party
want to do it because I'm older. I'm over that. Basically,
partying with him. Yeah.
I'm too old for that. So I had to create a party idea for her, and it went off really well. I was very happy with how everything came out. Since she loves painting and loves art, she wanted to do some diamond painting. So I got the little diamond paint kits, and the girl, she had an all girls party, so they painted the diamond paintings.
Yeah.
And the girls sang karaoke, which they enjoyed. They love, love karaoke.
Okay.
I think I heard the song Die with a Smile like maybe 3 or 4 times. Like they love that song.
No, the real question is, did anybody do Usher nice and slow?
No, no one did that slow. Die
And
with a
then
Smile is the
we gonna be
song.
like the ladies look in the church, yeah, with beans, greens, potatoes. We're gonna be
Because I
watching
was
that.
wondering, should I have done that just because?
Just look at the screen. It's like, what does it say? It's 7 o'clock on the dot. What my drop top doing what in the
Doing
streets?
what?
Hmm. I would definitely be looking at
And of
that.
course, we were in the Disney category for a while. Like they did like Encanto songs, Moana.
My Encanto's still big, yeah.
Yeah, because they had We Don't Talk About Bruno. They did that. Of course, Wicked, because Wicked just started streaming,
Yeah,
so they did a
Wicked is
lot
all
of
it's
Wicked.
relevant now. Yeah,
A
that's
lot of Wicked.
it's
The popular song, and then they did Defying Gravity, which is like my favorite.
okay.
I
So
love Defying Gravity.
Wicked is popping these days.
A lot of Wicked, a lot of, but and then the night ended with them playing Mario Party. Because
Okay.
like, they got on, they started playing that. So the party went well. Khalil was like, I'm like, it's no boys, it's an all girls party. Khalil is no, but Khalil just stayed in his room most of the time. Like he just kind of stayed. I mean, he popped out for a minute, but then he went back in his room. So he was
Getting a
kind of,
taste of remember like the episode of the Cosby Show when Denise had
oh, the
no,
wedding shower.
yeah,
Yeah.
Theo was like, yeah, like is that what you go is that's gonna happen down the line? It's like Ariana gonna have all her friends and Khalil be looking like, hey, I want to be up there with them. It's like Theo was just thirsty. That's like,
Well, Leela Rashad was one of the friends, so I mean,
she
so
told
there's
him it's
that.
like, yeah, if I had known, yeah, like
There's
I
that. So
yeah. If I had known you liked me, I wouldn't have got married. You know, something like that. She
yeah.
she gassed him up too. She probably was just gassing him
Yeah,
up
she was
like
just gassing him up.
it's like, yeah, because he told you know I had a crush on you back. And he's like, yeah, if I had known that, then I wouldn't be getting married. He was like, really? It's like, yeah.
He
So
really
you heard
his
that shit.
eyes lit up. She
It's
was just messing with him.
like,
Like you didn't have a shot at her blood. You didn't.
yeah. Claire gave Cliff shelves to put together
In
with
French.
the French instructions. Yeah, and he got Theo to help him. So like, yeah, they were to stay away from the party.
And then she found the English
After the
instructions as soon
party
as the
was
party
over,
was
she had them
over.
the whole time. And like, oh, I forgot to
She
give you this.
found them. Yeah,
Or I had
she
them in my
found
pocket.
them.
He was like, I ain't want to go to your little funky party anyway. It's like,
And then of course, like Marcus was in the parents' lounge. I said, because I told the parents, most of the parents just dropped off. I was like, you can drop off and come back. But I was like, if you want to stay,
most of them took advantage of that shit. Yeah,
I was like, parents' lounge is in the basement. You can go down. I was like, March Madness will be on the TV because that's what it is right there. We're in March Madness.
we're in college basketball season right now. It's knee
So
deep in this shit.
I
Yeah.
want to say Elite Eight was the other day that what they were watching. I think
That's
that's what they
what
were
went
doing.
down this past weekend because Final
I
Four
think
is coming up. Yeah,
so. Then at Khalil's party, that'd be Final Four that'd be happening. So
that's
still more
where
March Madness
yeah,
still.
that's where they decide, yeah, like who the champions are, the men and women
Yeah,
champions. Yeah.
I was hoping that my guys would go a little further, but Illinois they didn't make the Sweet
Yeah, I
16.
figured that much. They weren't getting much buzz, so I figured it
I
would.
was
If
hoping that they
upsets
would.
happen, it's like yeah, but I
Yeah,
figured that much. It's like
because they weren't bad though. They were okay, and but I
yeah,
mean
I didn't see them being like on that
the other team, I
top
think
tier. Yeah,
Kentucky had beat them when they got knocked out, and they hadn't been to the Sweet 16 in like years. So I mean, so they really were trying, like if you haven't been to the Sweet 16 in years and you're really trying to,
yeah,
this is my moment, I can make it there. Okay, let me push. But
yeah. I could appreciate NCAA, not really my thing, but yeah, like I once had some animosity against that organization. It's like yeah, because yeah, they were on bullshit, but yeah,
I
now that
never,
they opened up name, image, and likeness is like so like at least like you can make money off of your own name.
yeah, for your own likeness, yeah.
It's like the college athlete thing was always some bullshit. Yeah, technically you college athletes, but these schools are making billions off of
Making
these kids.
billions.
And they can't get none of that. It's like they make it
Because we
billions.
were talking about that at the party because like I said, we mostly stay upstairs, the ladies, and then Mom was talking to another one of my childhood friends because like her girl was here with Ari, and then we were just in the kitchen talking. And Mom was like, "Yeah," she was like, "These athletes get all this scholarship money," and she was like, "And they get more than academic scholarships a lot of times, and this and that." And I said, "Ma, where are they watching downstairs? March Madness." I said, "That's why they give us because
You know how
sports
much
is a
money that generates?
multi-billion
Yeah.
dollar industry."
How much money out of the academics? How much are they generating for these schools?
I
It's like
was like, it's a money game.
sports programs are real. It's like
I was
yeah,
like, what are they watching right
especially in
now?
college football and basketball. Like that's big money.
I
It's
said, where are they watching? March Madness. They're watching that right now. If you go to Vegas right
a
now, they have where
billion.
you could go to Vegas and go and like do the sports books and stuff in Vegas for
These
March
are these
Madness.
are billion-dollar TV deals with like TNT and TBS and CBS is like yeah,
Mhm.
like billion-dollar TV
They
deals.
getting that money.
With a B, yeah. They
They
get
getting
money
that
like
money.
on the pros, like NFL and like with the NBA. They getting
Mhm.
these getting TV deals like that for college sports. So like if yeah, so of course you gonna want the best athletes there and shit, and that's you
Mhm.
give out this you give out a couple of scholarships to like yeah to put together the best team possible. Of course they gonna do that shit. It's
Mhm.
like yeah.
It generates money for the university.
Name, image, and likeness did change the game because now like you have like
How much colors do I see people wearing a lot? I see
yeah,
people like wearing the line stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, you went to Illini?" They're like, "No, I just like the team," and I'm like, "You didn't go to Illini?" They're like, "No."
for
Like,
college sports. I don't know if I've ever met anybody in my life that's actually gone to Duke and shit. I've seen people wearing Duke stuff. I don't
mm-hmm.
know any Duke alums personally, but like a
I'm
lot of
trying to think,
people
do I know
rock that
any?
shit. I don't
I don't
know
know any
any.
personally either. I'm trying to think. No, I don't know any right offhand. I can't think of anybody in my personal, thinking about my personal
No,
circle.
the homie
I don't.
Nazi went to Kentucky. I know. Yes,
Mm.
like I don't know
But
any.
they're like, no, I like the colors. Like Notre Dame was a big one. Everybody wore
I
Notre
know
Dame.
I know some UCLA grads, but yeah, I don't know any Duke and shit personally and shit. Yeah,
Hmm.
but you gonna see the fucking
Because
the
Fighting
Blue
Irish,
Devils and
everybody
shit.
had that on.
You see the Fighting Irish. Yeah, like do I know any Fighting Notre Dame? I don't know.
I was
Like
saying, I don't know, like I
I
said,
don't think
everybody
I
had the
know
because
anything there either.
I remember that logo a lot as a kid.
I
The
know some Purdue and I know some Indiana because yeah, I don't know like Notre Dame. No, yeah, I don't. I
Mhm.
got friends that went to Indiana University and to Purdue. So like
Mhm.
those are like two Indianas,
Of
but
course,
like
we know Buckeyes, the Ohio State. We know them.
no Ohio State
I know
alum.
several Buckeyes.
I know Michigan and Michigan State. I know people.
Yeah, I know Michigan, Michigan State. I know both of those.
Uh,
But yeah, it's a big industry.
some of
So,
the Florida schools I know like alums from
mhm.
there. So yeah, it's
people wear people wear the colors because
college sports is yeah,
all
it's
sports is big.
yeah,
It is.
it's especially like this time of year, this March Madness shit. It's like, especially this time of year. They selling out stadiums for that. Stadiums, not arenas. Yeah, stadiums. I mean, like 60, 70,000 people to watch college basketball. It's like, that's how big the shit
Yes,
is.
wasn't getting nothing before. Like I said, but glad that they fixed it, like you said.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that
Game
they
and
did.
Lighting has changed the game. So like now, like yeah, sure they don't get a salary, but yeah, I can get a shit ton of endorsements though. That's why you see like these college, like even before like Caitlin Clark was and Angel
Angel
Reese,
Reese, they
they were
got,
making bread in college and shit because of name, image, and likeness and shit.
and
They're
Juju
making
Watkins is
yeah,
getting
like you see her everywhere now. It's like they making bread and shit. It's like
speedy
yeah,
recovery to her.
yeah,
Like
she
speedy,
suffered an unfortunate,
yes,
untimely injury.
speedy recovery for her.
Yeah, probably stays in college another year. Now I don't see her entering the draft
Yeah.
with the injury.
Because
Probably
that was one that Marcus wanted to show for Ariana. Because since Ariana is starting to get into basketball, he was like, "We gonna watch. You gonna watch some Juju Watkins." He was like, "You go. This the girl you need to watch. Watch her."
yeah,
Because he wanted to show her some of her stuff so she could see like, "Oh, okay. Like girls can play too. Like okay. Like to give her that boost."
yeah.
Because she's starting to Ari's starting to learn basketball now. So
And the
yeah.
women's NC really Caitlin and Angel kind of like elevated them, but it's more of a buzz around the women's basketball than men's basketball on the NCAA level. NBA is still like about the men's versus WM. Well, on the college level, it's like more interest in the women's game now, yeah. Because like the two of them really like brought like awareness is like they elevated the game. So like yeah, it's like I hear more people talking about the women's NCAA, women's
Mhm.
March Madness than the men's March Madness these days.
Mhm.
Like they definitely got a big following, like women's NCAA basketball.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Very
Um,
good thing.
well, let's move on with an update. I have an update for you.
What's the update?
We talked about we went into depth about the Breakfast Club drama, all of that.
Oh, so I was like,
Yeah. The Jess Hilarious versus Lauren LaRosa. Well, it seems like it's come to a conclusion. I don't know if you've seen this video I'm about to show you right here yet, but it's called "The Job Is Mine." It's like
I saw the thumbnail, but I didn't watch it because like something else. I was about to watch it because I did see that
we'll watch
thumbnail
it
come
together
up.
for the first time. Great shit. It's like yeah, this is how you turn lemons into lemonade. It's like
Check and mate.
here we you hear it?
Is it volume on?
Oh, I turned let's fix it. I didn't share the volume with the kid. I knew so I said, can you hear it? Yeah, let's fix that. Ah. Take two, god damn it. I didn't hit I didn't share my sound, so that's what we didn't share my sound. Okay. Where are we at? Where are we at? All right. Take it from the top now. Take two, damn it. It's hilarious. Pun intended.
Excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute? Sure, you look kind of familiar.
Okay, just be a marker, spot on.
But I just want to
Yeah.
know, are you sure you want your job?
And Lauren kind of looks like Brandy, so it makes sense.
Definitely.
Tall and skinny, like
Well, I just want you to let you know, it's mine. No, it's mine. You need to give it up. They had about enough. It's not hard to see the job is mine. I'm sorry that you
fair use.
seem to be confused.
Fair use.
That seat belongs to me. The job is mine. I think it's time we got this straight. Sat and talk face to face. There is no way you could mistake this for your job. Are you insane? See, I know that you may be just a bit jealous of me. You lost your mind if you can't see. A bitch can speak and I can read. See, I tried to hesitate. I didn't want to say what they told me. They said without me here to explain the latest news, they wouldn't stay. Well, maybe you misunderstood, cause I can't see how they could wanna change something that's so good. my choice, not yours, but mine, but mine, but mine, but mine.
The rest.
I know that.
She just Vogue.
I saw you turn lemons into lemons.
Spot on.
Yeah, check in May.
Great job,
well
lady.
done and shit. Yeah. Well
Because
done.
when I saw that, I didn't click on the thumbnail, but I did see the job is mine. I was like, okay, they're doing Brandy and Monica. And I'm like, okay, Jess B and Monica is spot on because they call Monica Gunica anyway. That was spot on. And I'm old enough to
Lauren
remember
kind of
Brandy
looks
and
like
Monica got in
Brandy.
that
She's
fight.
tall and skinny, so she kind of looks like Brandy to me.
I'm old enough to remember that fight because I think Brandy put a hand in Monica's face and then Monica put the paws on her. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Remember, it was like right before an award show or something. They were like practicing there. Brandy did the hand and Monica hit her with the pusher. So, I mean,
It's
that
like,
actually did happen, that fight.
like
But
handle that shit is like you gotta make fun of yourself and shit.
that's
It's
how
like
you
that.
flip it, though. And I would say that is Weird Al Yankovic approved. That was on a level of Weird Al Yankovic.
I like how they use their real voices, even though like neither one of them can really sing, because they didn't auto tune it. That's what I like to say. They actually use their real voices. That's what
You.
I was like, yeah, I was surprised they didn't throw a little auto tune on it, but it's actually made it funnier because
Yeah, it made it
they
funnier.
can't really sing it.
You need to give it up. I was like, ooh,
Yeah,
love it. Great job, ladies.
okay, yeah.
I like the her getting on the desk. Jess was like, kicking her leg, doing the
And Lauren was actually laughing when she got up on the desk. You see her in the background, like she broke.
yeah.
She was actually laughing at
She
her.
probably didn't know she was going to do that, and then Jess is a fool anyway. So like when she did that, it actually made her laugh
She
because
caught her off guard when she jumped on the desk there.
like you always say, what you always say about comedians oftentimes do things
Like they act.
unscripted.
I did a scene with four comedians with Damon Williams, Leon Rogers, and Wildcat and Nas, man. Like one of these cats is not like the other. I actually appeared in a scene in Heaven on Seven. And like it was half the shit they were saying, they were just wasn't in the script, just making the shit up.
And knowing all of them and how they all operate, it's like I said, I did a scene one time with Wildcat and I was just giggling so hard. I was just laughing. I was just giggling. And I was newly pregnant with Ariana, so it's like I was just giggle. So yeah. But comedians they will do things to catch you off guard and you're just like, you know. But great way to flip it and to end this because as a Black woman, we don't want to see us Black women. We can't come together. We can't work together.
It was getting
trapped in
nasty.
the
Like
barrel.
the comments were getting nasty, especially it's like, yeah, they need to get rid of Jess and all of that. It's like the comments like that's why she went on the live because like the comments they started getting to her. You could. There's a lot of people saying the whole thing is a publicity stunt. I don't think so. I think Jess's live was real. And then the actual response the next day was actual, and then like was real as well. And then they just say, okay, like let's. It's like the Five Heartbeats when Duck and JT got into a fight. The fight was real. And that was like, yeah, the nights like this, like the fight was real. It was like, yeah, I'm tired of you, like, yeah, using my toothbrush, bro.
That always grossed me out even as a kid. That was very gross to me.
No more sleeping in the hallways because you got a girl in the room. Say, which they showed that a couple of times throughout the movie. Even Choir Boy had a girl in the room. That's what they did with that. Is like I was like, I think they Five Heartbeats did. It was like I think just
yeah, you gotta
type of way.
flip
Yeah.
it sometimes.
It said, it happened. Yeah, let's get something out of it now.
Instead of acting like it didn't happen, because that's the worst thing. Don't act like something
Come
didn't
back the
happen.
next day if they did a regular show and didn't even mention the shit. It's like, yeah, it's like because that's
We're
what
not
I was
going to acknowledge
listening for.
that.
Yeah, it was like, okay, yeah, are they gonna talk at all about Jess's live? That's the first thing I was.
Large elephant. Here's the room.
And especially would have stood out if Jess wasn't there. Like if she had called off that next day. Now you really look okay, like yeah, like shit would have really been weird and shit. But she came in, they addressed it, hashed it out. on the air and shit. And now you got parody videos here. Weird Al approved, like you said.
Like I said, that was Weird Al approved. Very good parody.
Yeah, they made. Jess also appeared, also timely. Yeah, she was on Club Shay Shay. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. So I said Shannon Sharp didn't waste no time. He got her right on the show. Yeah.
He's making his rounds. Like he know how to get his people booked.
Yeah. She addressed the old Corey Holcomb thing. She talked about how that started. Yeah, like that was one of the viral clips. So like how we mentioned like the photo shoot she did when her son was
With her son, yeah.
she was nude, yeah. And he called her a whore and basically and this and then
Yeah, I mean,
what
that
made
was
her
a
like
bit.
what made her like real she's like, you say what you want about me, but leave the kids out of it. Like you got kids, and if like somebody is talking shit about your kids, that's when you Michael Jordan now took it personally and shit. It's like that's like
You might catch something from me if you talk about mine. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
He did say her son was going to turn out gay and all of that shit. Is like so just okay, now took it personal. So like
okay, I don't.
And they've been pretty much enemies ever since.
Can we stop doing stuff like that to say everything is going to make your child gay? Can we stop doing that? Can we just stop putting unsubstantiated claims about what makes somebody gay? Can we stop doing that? Because a lot of things that I've heard that people say.
Yeah, I remembered how I remember the beef. I don't remember exactly how it started. I knew it was over that photo shoot, but yeah, she more details on Club Shay Shay. I was like, okay, I get why you don't really fuck with him to this day. I totally get it.
Because I mean, at the time I didn't have my son at the time, but now I have a son, and I'm like, to each his own. But that's something I wouldn't do. I wouldn't have done a nude shoot with my son or my daughter. I wouldn't do a nude shoot. Well, period. I wouldn't do a nude shoot. Period.
But it's like it's just
I wouldn't do a nude shoot. Period.
Not that comfortable in your skin, literally, pun intended. Like
because I've seen the naked pregnancy shoots where I see the the maternal shoot
covering it, and then like have one hand on the belly, the other over their boobs, like that. You see those?
I've seen those, and I just never. Too pregnant, too of my no, just no. That's a pass for me. But to each his own, like I say, not my thing. But
Janet Jackson with the
yeah,
wouldn't do that, boy.
No, that's a no for me. But to each his own.
Yeah,
not my thing, but
yeah, and so that's where it started. She talked about a bunch of things on there. That's the one that stood out to me. The kind of Corey Holcomb, he was gonna definitely ask like, yeah. So how did that start and shit? So check it out, Club Shay Shay, just hilarious. Yeah, it was good conversation. They be getting it in on that one. Where am I going next? I got some more. You got one? Because I got a bunch. I got a couple of topics I want to touch
on. I wanted to jump a little bit to Netflix. Seems like they've got their hands in a couple of projects that are upcoming, it looks like.
Okay.
So the first one I saw was Netflix actually, they're doing their own version of the Pop the Balloon show.
I did hear that Netflix Pop the Balloon is coming to Netflix. So is it the official Pop the Balloon, or did they just rip her off?
Yes, no, it's the official one because
so they are bringing the show. Yeah,
so, Arlette and BM are going to be executive producers of the show.
So they actually they just ripped the idea off.
So we've seen so many like I said, the first time I even knew what Pop the Balloon was when that guy, the dentist dude who was like, I'm Dr. Elin, and he was just insulting everybody or whatever. And then the Ninja Turtle guy, I saw him later. So
I think when I first learned what that show was during the election season, because was it a Kamala Harris video or just the Democrats Party in general? It was a parody video that they did of it. With Isaiah, like, yeah, do you vote? Like, no, I don't. And then all of the girls popped a balloon. It's like, and then people were telling, oh, that's the Pop the Balloon show. I didn't even know what it was until I saw that election ad. Yeah, that ad for like They get paid for by Harris for president or something. I think, yeah, it was like either like her camp or like paid for by the Democrat. I was like, yeah, it's connected
Yeah.
to Kamala Harris's campaign. I think
Hmm.
like, but I remember that said, no, I don't vote all of them immediately. Like, it was the guy I didn't vote.
So I didn't know where it was. And then, like I said, when I saw the doctor guy, the arrogant doctor, and then I saw the Ninja Turtle dude, you know,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay. But Arlette, like I said, it's gonna be her and BM, they're executive producers, but Yvonne Orji from
Sissy.
Insecure, Molly from
Get
Insecure, she's
another
gonna be the
host.
host.
Get another host. A
Yeah,
bigger
Molly's
name,
gonna
I
be the
guess.
host.
Yeah, bigger name to host. Yeah.
So the thing that people are just kind of looking like, I hope that it's not gonna get where, like, yeah, we know some people go on there for like their viral moments. We know people, like with social media now, we know people do want to get their big break, their viral moment. We know that that happens, but if they're like, if Netflix is taking it over, is it gonna be, well, it's gonna be like an influx of like reality stars, celebrities, like, is it gonna turn
Yeah, you
into
definitely gonna
that?
see more like celebrities, like Kim Kardashian might show up on the show. Like, like you might
I
see
would.
something like that.
I have to pop your balloon. I mean, I can't. God, like that's going to be. Oh my God.
Even though
She-
technically she's with Hulu, but still low, she might show up on Netflix. I don't know. It's
I
just-
mean,
anything is
at
possible.
this point, everybody's in everybody's pockets right now. It's going to only be one company that owns everything. I'm looking at you, Disney.
Yes, antitrust, what they call it. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. But
but
that's a concern that some people are looking at. They're kind of like, is
when
it going to
stuff goes
be
commercial, it does changes. We saw that with Versus, like what it started as and what it became is like, yeah, it's like Versus was just like Swiss Beats and fucking which we're gonna talk about in a
Timberland?
minute. Swiss Beats and Timbaland, just saying, hey, like I'll play my 10 hottest beats, you play your
You
10
play your
hottest
10
beats.
how to
Yeah.
be.
We see like let the people decide like
Right,
who
who's
got
the
yeah,
best?
who's the better producer, yeah. And that's
I
what they
still
did.
say like Mercury was in retrograde, whatever they say. I think the celestial bodies when Erica and Jill did theirs because it just felt like energy shifted when those two ladies did theirs. That was my favorite verse as the two. I love my Neo Soul Queens.
I like the Battle of the Dogs, like Snoop Dogg and the late DMX. That was a fun one. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, like for the old people. Well, I mean, I'm an old person now, but I mean, I liked Earth, Wind, Fire, and Ice, but that was a hot one. But Steve was doing a lot. I think he did a little bit too, because he's like, yeah, you young guys don't know nothing about
That was
like,
around the time when it started. Yeah, when it was going commercial. Like, yeah, like
when he started
we
with
had
Steve
Steve Harvey
Harvey,
hosting. That was during the time when people said the quality dipped.
when
Yeah,
he started just talking a
yeah.
lot and being like, you guys don't know nothing. See, back in 1969, it's like, of course we don't know 1969. We're not that
Wasn't
old. Of
born,
course.
nigga.
I wasn't born yet, dude. Of course I don't know 1969. But that's the
And then
concern of
I
the
like
public.
Primo. I like Primo and RZA as a hip hop head. That was
Hmm.
fun. Like, yeah, like what's the name? Babyface and Teddy Riley went viral for all the wrong reasons and shit. The early verses, those early episodes.
Hey, you didn't have good Wi-Fi.
And then after a while, it did just become commercial. It's like, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
now that we back outside, people are like, yeah, I'm not watching like some people online like they do it. I just go to a show. Like people are like, that's why it died off. People are like, yeah,
Yeah, we back outside.
I don't want to watch this shit anymore now.
It served its purpose for what we needed at the time.
Yeah, that and Club Quarantine like both served their purposes. Yeah.
Hmm.
That was 5 years ago. That shit is quiet.
Yeah.
Wow. That shit was 5 years ago.
Like 5 years ago at this time, I had to cancel a birthday party because the birthday party was supposed to be around this time 5 years ago. Their second joint birthday party, and then
5 years ago around, we started doing a podcast like this because we were in person, like the
yeah,
early, not another damn podcast was like, yeah, we started doing it Zoom. And then we say, hey, this is like more convenient. Let's just keep doing it like this. It's like, ain't got to travel or nothing. Yeah, just
the
like,
Zoom does. See, the thing about Zoom is that I prefer some meetings over Zoom because we're like, yeah, let's do our meeting. Because at 6:30, it's like 6:30. I'm probably cooking dinner or finishing dinner or
yeah,
I'm doing things like that at 6:30. So me having to go to a place and then come back home and yeah, no, I'd rather just, get on my computer, do my meeting, log off, and then, get my kids ready for their bedtime routine. So,
Mm.
but that's the positive that came out of all this stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that people are wondering, is it going to go commercial, like you said? Is it going to go Hollywood? That's what people, is it
Yeah.
going to be Hollywood now?
That
Because
happens with everything that starts organically. Like once the big dogs get involved, like it naturally changes. Yeah. So
Papa Balloon was a
it's a
like I said,
different
it was.
idea, a different it definitely was because like it's been a bunch of like dating shows and including my buddy Kendra G. She got one. Yeah, it's like a bunch of dating shows, but like that one stood out because of the balloon situation. It gave is a visual. People can see that. It's like, okay, I don't like you. It's like, yeah, it's like people
And
can
then some of the reason is that people give is like some of the people were savage. I'm like, because even Arlette, her face, like when they would say certain thing, her face, she'd go like, like, because some stuff would just be like, wow, like you just no filter, huh? You just set that out with no filter, no tact. You just
yeah,
wow, burn. That was a hard burn on somebody. But we'll see what happens with the
the
new and
Netflix version.
improved Pop the Balloon.
Yeah, will it elevate it or will it kill it? Only time will tell.
And then the other thing that I saw that popped up in it is that they said that Netflix is in the talks of doing um, a different world reboot, doing that.
See, that's a show if done properly, it can be done because
Where
it's a college show. So yeah,
Mhm.
you can just have new students there.
They said what's going to happen, though, they said it's going to be Whitley and Dwayne's child.
Yeah, because like Whitley's pregnant on the final episode. So yeah.
But people are like, that was over 30 years
It
ago. So
doesn't
if this
matter.
child
Like
is still in college,
the
yeah.
magic of in film is like we don't yeah.
But they're like, it's necessary doesn't mean it has to be that child. They could have
Yeah,
had
they
more
can have more
kids.
kids. It's like yeah, who said they had an only child? Like
And they could have another kid. They could have a kid in college.
and the one they on the last season of Different World could be like the older sibling who also went to Hillman's who like who's schooling their younger sibling about yeah, like yeah, when I was there, like
So I'm kind of like, I wonder what that's going to look like. I mean, is it going to be like we've seen some of these like I mean, like because Raven's Home, they did the thing with That's So Raven as an adult. They did
they did Saved by the Bell. Peacock did a reboot of that
yeah,
one.
they did that. They did Girl Meets World for Boy Meets World because Corey and Topanga, they showed them with their daughter who's now, she's
Yeah.
Corey's age when the show first
Saved,
started.
yeah, with Saved by the Bell, Zach and Kelly are married and now like yeah, like their kid is at Bayside and like
Isn't Zach the principal or something?
I
Or
think
is he
yeah, he was
or
and
something?
like Jesse, she comes back, yeah, like
Yeah.
so they had like some of the but it was mostly focused on the students, the new class. Like they had
Even
like
Punky Brewster did a reboot. Punky Brewster did one of her being, you know,
a grown ass Punky
a
Brewster.
grown ass Punky. I think that she adopted a kid or something like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like reboots do happen with shows, but it's just kind of like I just
Um
want to know how are they going to do it? Is it going to be?
like
I did see that Debbie Allen is
Roseanne did a whole reboot.
Roseanne did the whole thing. Yeah,
Fuller
with the
House
comedy.
happened, all of that shit. Yeah, it's been
I
a.
did see Debbie Allen is involved with this,
I
so
was about
that's
to
a
say like
positive.
like because she like pretty much gave the show its authenticity.
Yeah, she saved it.
The season one, it was
She
like yeah,
saved
they
it.
had a different director. It was a white lady, yeah, like and it was like that's why it had a different feel. It's like yeah, it's like
Even the
yeah.
intro. I know my
I
parents
think
love me.
and Beats I think was her name. It was I know it was a white director. They had like season one.
That opening was
Definitely
just
on
very,
season two was like
it was very
just the show
country, that
itself. It got
opening.
even without the intro. They could have changed the intro with the same director, but it's like I'm even because like then she added like okay now we got people stepping on campus. We got
Yeah.
yeah
People
like
pledging.
glad
They
they
had,
add the authenticity is like yeah
and then you always, when you looked in the background of a different word, you always saw somebody walking around with their letters on, like
yeah
actual fraternities and sororities
yeah.
walking in the background with their
Gaines,
letters on.
yeah,
You saw that.
she added all of that. Yeah, she added Mr. Gaines. It's like yeah, that old Southern. Yeah, like
So, oh my goodness, these
yeah,
kids.
like she added some chocolate. She's like, where the chocolate? Everybody almost was mixed on that first season. She
Yikes.
brought Kimberly Reese, man. It's like she's like, where the chocolate girls at? Because outside of Jaleesa, pretty much all them girls were mixed. And then you had Marissa Tomei, a whole white girl on there. So yeah, she actually did some authenticity to the show. Yeah, because she actually is a Howard grad, so she came from an HBCU. So yeah, so she could bring that authentic HBCU flavor. Yeah, that's so like it's good to have her involved in a new show as well too.
Well, I do like that she
Maybe as an executive producer, I don't know, she might be too old to like actually like do the day-to-day stuff because she's in her 70s now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was about 73 or 4, I want to say.
Yeah, I know Felicia's 76, I know, so she's knocking on 80.
And they're 2 years apart, so yeah, she would be 74 then, because I know there's a 2-year age difference between them.
So yeah, maybe as an executive producer, they bring Debbie Allen on.
Yeah. They said she is involved, so I did like that. And then I'm wondering is how much involved are the other characters? Are we going to see
any of the old cast?
Any of the OG cast?
Yeah, Dwayne Wayne. Well, I will tell Dwayne and Whitley. You already said
what. Yeah, Dwayne Whitley. Are we gonna see Ron?
Brett. What about Kimberly Reese? Yeah. Gina, my girl. We ain't gonna have
Zaza because he's still there, even though he's like a 90-year senior.
He's like 60 and shit.
He still is an undergrad.
We ain't gonna have alopecia Keisha.
Yikes. Okay.
Right.
Can Terrence just reappear? And then we know his father didn't kill him.
Then we know he didn't die. What about
Colonel Taylor looks a little shady.
The Colonel and Jaleesa, they gonna be around. It's like,
because the Colonel is now a zaddy for the ladies. Like the ladies were like thirsting over him because he's a zaddy now.
Yeah, you can make Colonel like Taylor be like he could be like some kind of dean that's retiring or something like that. I would like incorporate.
That would be nice. Yeah.
It's like how they introduced on the original show, like with the late Joe Seneca, he was like a retiring dean. Have Colonel Taylor be that character like that, like a retiring dean, like early different world.
I like whatchamacallit is like the OG professor, Roscoe Lee Brown when he was on there.
Yeah, he was one of the earlier seasons.
He just exuded that. Like that sophistication, like Roscoe Lee Brown always just had that
voice. That's why,
because he was just always like that. High society. He just always felt like that. Even like on Sanford and Son when he was the Mr. What was
Mr. Wilcox. Donna's patient that
read. I think it was Mr. Wilcox, right?
Wilcox.
That's a hectic patient.
That Fred had one of the funniest lines ever about him when they mentioned him on a later episode. Because like they really revealed that dude did have feelings. Because on the episode that we saw, like he was acting like, oh, this is just my patient. That she revealed that, oh yeah, he told me that that he's feeling me like that. Said if I want, I could marry him tomorrow. For one, and Fred was like, yeah, and I could marry him tomorrow morning. Fred was like, yeah, and bury him tomorrow evening. Saying he was gonna kill the guy. Yeah, I could marry him tomorrow morning. Yeah, and bury him tomorrow evening.
I feel like when he said, "I'm a black belt," I can see that.
Yeah, this nigga's crazy. That was the line. That's what you were going with. This nigga's crazy.
He's a black belt. I can see that.
He also played on All in the Family, like it was a gag. Well, like because Archie didn't know that his they went to the hospital and they had
with the curtain,
his voice, so he just he didn't know that he was like sharing a room with a black man. So Archie was like having a whole conversation. Thought he was cool, having a cold conversation with the. Then the reveal at the end that you see is the black guy Archie.
Yeah, because he didn't talk black. He didn't act black.
So yeah, they were cool. Archie was like, when we get out of here, you should come over for dinner. Like he immediately like rescinded that invitation when he saw you. I think how they revealed like the guy was like coming to get a pen to like take Archie's address down. Now all of a sudden Archie got memory loss. He don't remember his own address. It's like, well, maybe let me think about this dinner thing. It's like when he's because because like Mike and them, they were right away. They were like, "Oh, you haven't seen your roommate yet?" Like, well, let's pull this curtain back. Like, Mike wanted to fuck with him right away. It's
Mike messy.
like
Mike was
I
messy as
think
hell. He
he
was.
just stopped. She's like, "No, don't do that." It's like, "Oh, like, well, let's let them see each other." It's like,
Because Ian knew her
he
husband was a
saw
racist, so she knew
what
it.
upset him. Yeah, but Mike was like, "Yeah, let's pull his curtain back." Yeah,
Pull the curtain back.
it's like,
Surprise!
you've been in there all this time. You haven't seen your roommate. Okay, yeah, I'll help you pull it back. So that's what he on. So he was on all of the '70s shows pretty much. Like
He definitely made his rounds.
he played on the Cosby Show. I know in the '80s when they were
Oh
playing
yeah, he
cards.
was.
Yeah,
I remember that.
they're playing.
Yeah.
I called it spades. They called it pinochle on there. It's like
Pinochle, I
these are
think.
sophisticated spades. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like they were playing spades to me, but they called it pinochle.
Sophisticated.
Yeah. I guess what's what rich people call spades. They call it pinochle. That's what I got. Because like Cliff and his father and his father's war buddy, they would play. It's like all this,
And they were giving like signals of what
yeah.
what to play.
So for this episode, he was the fourth player. Like yeah, and they actually ended up beating the father and his buddy. Like dude was cold and shit with like he was Cliff's partner. So he did all of this. That's Roscoe Lee Brown. He did all of those, and he was on the early Different World. Hey, he might have been the same character. Maybe he was the professor on that one. It might have been because those was the same. It could have been the same character.
Yeah, it could have crossed over. Yeah,
Could have been in town, like like and hung out with the Huxtable house. Yeah, like it could have been the same character even.
I just want to know more about it because they said they did order a pilot episode. They did.
Yeah, I gotta I don't have an opinion of it. I would have to if I
Different
see
World ended with
if
in
I see a
93.
trailer, then I'll know more. They ended 94. 93, 94 was the final season. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when it ended, so I'm just doing math. I'm like, okay, that was like, oh, that was over 30 years
over
ago.
30 years ago. Yeah.
So it's like, because that's the danger about some shows. It's like, are people gonna want to?
Yeah, like who's the audience for these shows?
Like, do people care?
Like our generation, we want to see Whitley, Dwayne, Kimberly Reese, Ron Johnson, Gina. That's what we want to see. Is like so. We're not gonna care about the new characters. And then the younger generation aren't gonna have that nostalgia. It's gonna be just another college show. It's like it's like that's what like grabbing an audience for these shows is gonna be tough because you can't just make it just like all the older characters because like and even us we're not gonna care that much. We just watch the reruns on Prime. They got they all on Prime
wherever they're at.
So like we're not gonna be into it that much. It'd be cool to see like what these like get like updates. Okay, wherever these characters been, but like after that wears off, is like you really gonna watch that show?
That's always my thing that I say for shows that I felt that needed another season or didn't get a proper goodbye. I'm an advocate of this. I think that they should give them like a TV movie or like a Netflix movie, like give them like a one shot.
It's too late now because go ahead. I'll let you finish.
2 hours, like give it like 2.5, however long you want to just do a one shot deal of like some of your favorite shows that needed another season or you felt just didn't get a proper goodbye because some shows didn't get a proper goodbye. Yeah. It just felt like it was just like Living Single was one that comes in my mind that they didn't get a proper goodbye. They did get a final episode.
Yeah, they have last episode. Yeah, they got one, but
it wasn't a proper goodbye.
Wasn't what you expected.
It's like they just threw that shit together, and it's like, okay, Regina's marrying this fake Blair Underwood guy, and and Khadijah got back with Scooter, and Max is pregnant.
Maxine and Kyle, they having a baby now.
And Sinclair got this job in California because like now she got her big break. She got her big TV break now.
Yeah.
See, it was just like okay, we just go through it. And then
it wasn't very memorable.
And then no one cared about Tripp's character. Sorry, Mel. Sorry, Mel. Nobody cared about his character.
Really didn't care about it. It was canceled because you showed up. Like,
nobody cared about his character.
You and Ray
sorry.
And Ted McGinley and shit. Yeah,
But I think that they should do that with these shows that didn't have their proper final.
About 10 years ago, I had a whole Good Times reboot written up. It's too late now. We done lost way too many cast members.
I remember when you did your
Really,
Good
just
Times thing.
JJ, Thelma, and Michael are really the last ones now, and it's not much. And we saw, and they did try an animated boot, and the less said about that, the better. It's like yikes. The less said about that, it's like. But I had a whole Good Times, like Florida's funeral. Like James comes back, he had faked his death, and I had the whole like plot about how like I've had him and Cleo McDowell being the same, but you can have some Coming to America crossover. He faked his death, went back to New York, which Florida and James were originally from. If you don't remember, because Maud, it's like
Maud, yeah,
from New York, so like. He fakes his death. Say, where do you get the money to start the restaurant? He took out a life insurance policy on himself. The beneficiary was Cleo McDowell, his alias. He had a fake ID in that name. It's like like that's how he got the money to start the McDowell's restaurant and started his new family with Elisa and Patrice. It's like I had the whole plot written. I was like, that's and like they shocked, like, dang, you thought you died in the 70s. They all like shocked when he comes back from Florida.
Yeah, because too many people have passed on.
Yeah,
with
James, Bologna, Bookman, we lost way too many.
Even Keith died.
All of them have died within the past 10 years at this point. Yeah. So yeah.
The only one they could really have is like the kids and then Jaja and Penny,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's about all you can do now is show like what they're up to. Like, yeah. You could still do a reboot. Thelma's grieving her husband's death. Yeah, right. Keith's death into it. It's like,
and then they can make their son who used to play here because he looked like.
I said that Justin Mills would have been perfect. Yeah, who recently signed with the Jets, by the way. So we'll see how they do. He's the Jets picked him up, so he's New York bound now. Yeah, they snatched him.
Like Keith Thelma's.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could work. I mean, but
I had the whole thing written. I was like, because like most of the actors were still around at that time, like the exception of Esther Roll. I said, let's just make it her funeral. That's how you write the episode.
So let us know. Drop in. Let's do. Is that a good idea that these companies should just do a one shot? It's made for TV or one night event.
Like Netflix, I said, a big one that people want to see, like how it ended, was Girlfriends.
That's one I want.
A bunch of other shows as well too. That's one a lot of people say that they were like some kind of closest we probably gonna get was the Blackish episode with the Girlfriends on it.
Yeah,
that might be the closest we get to a Girlfriends reboot. Yeah.
But that's one that I wanted was Girlfriends.
Martin's ending was rushed because
that was like kind of slapped together. That's another one that didn't get proper.
Yeah.
Because Living Single, no proper ending, even though they had one, but it wasn't proper.
Yeah, same with Martin. Like, yeah.
Martin, it was just like thrown together, like, I got a job now in California.
It's like once they got Tisha Campbell to come back to set, they said, let's just wrap this shit up while we got her in case she quits again. That's what I think they did. It's like once they got her to come back.
It was rushed. Because she said, because Margaret said, I got the job. And then Gina, I got a job too.
Yeah.
We both going to California.
Like they never appeared on camera. They were never on set. But the magic of editing made it look like they were like, they had them on the phone one scene, and then like they had like they weren't in the room at the same time. Gina was leaving out and Martin was in the bedroom, and then he comes.
She's like, Martin, come on, the car is here. We're gonna miss our flight. And
that was part of the agreement for her returning, that they won't appear on the set at all. They were never on set together during that last episode. That strange last episode of Martin.
It was just slapped together. And then we never saw, Pam, didn't she have her thing where she was going to be the A&R?
Beat in the city. Let's go.
Pam show.
With Dondre light-skinned Yo as Prim's Hood Cinema. Featuring light skin.
Six was on there for whatever reason.
Yeah, he said that from Blossom, from the Parkers, the white chick from the Parkers. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
By the way.
Thank you.
Tyrese, wasn't he out there? It was a lot going on. It was a
I
lot
forgot
that was
about
happening.
Marcus Tyrese. So he was the artist that Pam was signing and shit, I believe, and shit.
Yeah, because that's when he was the Coca-Cola guy, so he
Yeah,
was just starting to break into
going
his
MTV. Like, this was like
music.
early Tyrese. This is pre Baby Boy because that's what
Yeah,
really put him on was Baby Boy
was
after that.
Eddie Boy, right?
So this is before all of that. It's like, yeah, he did like the Coca Cola commercial. And I think he was doing some stuff with MTV. Like he was
Hmm.
that was around that time.
I mean, like they kind of slapped her stuff together. I mean, did
That's a
Tommy did
back.
we
That's
find out
the
what
what. That's what we call a backdoor pilot for those that
the
don't know.
backdoor part? Did we find out what Tommy's job eventually was? Like we never got his job.
They could have revealed that. Once again, now we lost Tommy, so it's too late to do that. It's like, yeah,
And then we
nah.
got the dumb girl with Cole. That was dumb. The dumb
Yeah,
girl.
Cole's girlfriend sucked. Like
That dumb
I
girl.
like they should have actually hired an actress to play Big Shirley. I think, like instead of that last
That
girl,
caricature.
she was terrible. It's like,
What the fuck didn't get a final episode either. Um, dang, I just lost it. With the Family Matters, yeah, theirs was kind of, it was like they're like Urkel in space. That was kind of
yeah, that was goofy. That's the last episode when Steve Urkel gets sent out to space and shit. But he has to save because like everybody dies or something in the show. Like, yeah, it's like he has to save the world and shit. Yeah, it was dumb. Yeah, and a bunch of UPN shows, like I said, half and half,
half and half,
one on
one
one. We
on
already
one.
mentioned Girlfriends.
Moesha.
Moesha, like a bunch of those UPN shows didn't get finished. I
What
don't
McCall
think I
got
don't think I
there?
don't think In the House got one. I don't remember.
No, they didn't. They just got canceled.
Yeah, like a bunch of them UPN shows never got
Which
proper.
McCall got last episode, but it sucked. The Parkers, like her picking the professor to marry, that sucked.
Oh yeah, yeah, the
Like,
Parkers. I
that
forgot. Yeah.
sucked.
The last episode should have been one that Tone and Shaq was on. After that, because that was during the last season. I think that should have been like "Hurry Up, Baby" should have been the last thing we saw on that show. That would have had an epic ending. Then that
It
should have been
sucked with whatchamacallit, with
because it
I
was
love
like
you,
once again
Vicky
they wrapped it
Parker.
up way too quick. It's like in the very same episode, like the professor was still a dick and shit to Nikki. And then, like halfway through the episode, he realized, like, oh, I'm in love with Miss Parker. Like literally in the same episode, he was a douchebag at the beginning of the episode. Like, at least with Laura, like she had softened to Steve by the end. So like them being,
Right.
and then she still was like hated Urkel, and then like they were like, and then by the end of the episode, they together. That's what they did on the Parker. It's like he hated her, like when the
Hated
episode
her
started
still.
and shit. It's like they really rushed that shit. It's like.
And then it's like, I love you, Nikki Parker. I'm in love with you, Nikki Parker. That was trash.
Still, even Professor as corny as he was, like, still was a better choice than Mel Jackson because he's a show killer.
Mel Jackson showed up these shows and they
Show
just
killer.
ended. I
Yeah.
mean,
And Ray J on one on
yeah.
one. Like,
And Moesha.
I like her. He was on both of those final episodes. Yeah, he was on both
Yeah.
of them. Both of them. BOFUM. He was on both of them.
But we need to get some petitions for these shows. We want some final episode for some of these shows.
The Wayans brothers never got
Wayne's Brothers, yes. They didn't get nothing.
Some WB shows didn't get around. I don't think the Parenthood got closed properly.
No, they didn't.
Remember how that closed? It probably just was gone one day.
And then sadly, Suzanne Douglas passed away.
She's
So
gone now, yeah.
and then bring back with Kenny Blank. Like, I mean, they lost Michael. Like, they lost a child. And it's like
Yeah. And
he had the Dewey Winslow treatment. He just disappeared and
that
then
douchebag they put on the show. They had their own version of Cousin Pam on that show. It was like
they brought here this guy.
he was the cousin Pam of that show. That should be like a trope, like yeah. Like they have like different like Judy Winslow is a trope. Like it was a site they used to call Jump the Shark is no longer around, but they had like they called it Chuck Cunningham on that because like that's the white version of the Judy Winslow.
Well, the cousin Oliver.
Cousin Oliver, that's Olivia. Like that's the
Cousin
Olivia
Oliver.
but they add a cute little kid to the show, like because the Brady Bunch. Once Cindy and Bobby started getting old, it's like they added cousin Oliver, but everybody hated him. Just like Seven from Married with Children. Like,
I'm about to say seven. Yeah, I'm about to say
everybody hates.
seven.
They all. That's how they do with a show. When like the cute ones start being not so cute, it's like just add another kid. It's like and like his cousin Oliver that was never mentioned until this episode. It's like, now he's living there and shit. Whatever. So, yeah.
Like, why are you trying to take another kid? Don't you got six kids already in the damn house? Why are you trying to get another kid
Already
in the
at
damn
capacity.
house?
That
And you
Brady
already
house
got
wasn't that big. It's like it was
right.
a four bedroom. It's like the like Mikey Carroll had a room, the boys had one, the girls, and then Alice.
And
They
Alice,
already
yeah, it was
had
a
a
four-bedroom
capacity. It
house.
wasn't a lot of room in that house and shit. They didn't have no
Damn, three
extra
people
space.
in one room. That's a lot.
Yeah, they had and two rooms. It's like because like Bobby and Peter, they bunk beds, and then Greg had his
Yeah,
own.
stuff, yeah.
Of course, like when he got older, they also do on the shows. Like now, all of a sudden, he's living in this attic that was never mentioned.
The apartment over the
Greg has
garage. That's a great
a
one.
whole studio apartment attic that they added like later on the later episodes of the
I
Brady
say the
Bunch.
garage one because it's like everybody like I don't know any garage that has. I have a garage. I don't have an apartment above my garage. I
I've
just
only
don't.
seen one apartment above a garage in my life. Like when I was a kid, one person I saw had that. Yeah,
I've never seen one like in
one time.
an apartment over a garage, but
I can't even say it was
no.
really an apartment. It was more like you. It was like it was insulated and you could like sleep up there, but it probably wasn't no bathroom in that mug. I bet it's like hey, you still would have to come in the house to pee.
It wasn't a licensed
Yeah. Yeah, so even that I wouldn't even call it an apartment. They had an extra bedroom above like the garage. I'm seeing that. It's like that's the closest I've seen to the garage
Yeah, the
apartment.
attic space is like the one that magically gets transformed, or like a basement that's magically transformed. Or, you know,
It's like
the
Daddy's
basement
that or
before
like
was just like
Full House
concrete,
specialized in that. Like, so, yeah.
concrete and dirt floors or whatever were just in the basement before, and now it's a fully renovated basement
Full
now.
House specialized in that bullshit. It's like they did that a lot on there.
I think Daddy Tanner ran with El Chapo.
Yeah. That's another one they added the cute kids too. Like, cause when the Olsons started getting older, they added those other
The
twins
twins, yeah.
on Becky's criminal ass twins. They added on. Did she lie about getting them into like a school and when
And then like on here, she tried to lie and get them into like a
wasn't
fancy
that
preschool.
did I
Yeah.
imagine that
It
did that
was.
actually happen and shit? Yeah, didn't Auntie
It was
Becky
like,
actually lie to
are
get
in life, huh? Because somebody wrote that when they like, well, she lied to get the twins in that fancy preschool. So
Aunt Becky was telling in plain sight, she was telling you what she was on back then. It's like,
when people were telling themselves.
but there's like different TV tropes, yeah, like the cute little kid trope, the aging the kid trope is big too. Like
Oh yeah, the Asian kid.
little Nicky from the Fresh Prince think that yeah he's a baby and then he's like
And
six
he
the
was
next
six the
season or
next
something like
year.
that. It's like from a baby they're like Khalil's age like in 1 year. It's like but we're Ariana's still the same age. Like they don't age the other kids. Like she's not in high school now. They keep everybody else the same age. It's like but they just the youngest kid just ages overnight.
They did that on All My Children because one of the fans, when like they had All My Children on Oprah, and then one of the fans was like, "Yeah, I was pregnant with my Bobby the same time she was pregnant with her Bobby.
Now
My
Bobby's like
Bobby is so and
30 on the
so.
show and yeah.
My Bobby is 13. Your Bobby is 26, or whatever." She was like, and we had
Bobby's
our
about
Bobbies the
30.
same year. Why is your Bobby so much older than mine? Because they age the kids, though. We know that.
They do that, yeah. Because babies are boring. You can't do much with a baby. So like
Hmm.
Family Matters did that with Brighton
Richie.
McClure with Richie, yeah, because he was a baby and then he was Richie the next
And then he
season.
was
It's
like
like
3 or 4.
they did
It's
that.
like 3 or 4, you can do cute stuff. Like when you're 3, 4, like kids are cute, you know.
Yeah,
But a baby is like a baby is just gonna and just cry and just, you know.
Family Ties they did it or like
Love.
because after Tina Yother starts getting too old, it's like yeah, they added
Let's
a
have this
kid.
kid.
Yeah. Like they did that shit a lot on
Why not? Let's add another kid to the family. Why not?
yeah, that shit happened a lot. Yeah. Said Olivia was the Cosby Show's version, yeah, because Rudy started getting older. So they had Denise as a stepdaughter all of a sudden. It's like
Yeah.
And then basically like dominated the show. Like they would have like every side plot was an Olivia plot somehow. Like on those, like the wretched Olivia's a side plot on. Is like, yeah, like she's like every episode she's the side plot. I think she was trying to tell jokes to Cliff Huxtable, I think.
Yeah, because she was calling a joke hotline to.
Yeah. While Vanessa's getting robbed, like, yeah. I think the same guy that stole the tickets was the same one that picked Janet's pocket. Yeah.
While Vanessa had big fun.
Yeah.
Big fun with the wretched.
You have one of these ID badges. Yeah. Oh, they've been trying to catch that guy for months. Who looks seedy as fuck looking back now.
He did look very seedy.
He's like, yeah, like, yeah, I can get you backstage passes. Yeah, like, just give me your tickets and I'll swap them out. It's like,
oh, these are some righteous seats.
Follow me.
You already had good seats. They already had good seats.
Yeah, but they were greedy. Yeah, like, oh, we get to meet the
we
wretched.
Can get backstage.
We get to meet the
wretched.
wretched.
The same door that they go through. Yeah, I'll take you backstage. This is the same door that they go through. Oh, we can go backstage. That guy did look very shifty.
Yeah, he definitely looks seedy as shit. Yeah, but they were in Baltimore, so yes.
Got big fun.
Yeah, they were. So shout out Jess Larris. They came full circle. See, they were in Baltimore.
And then they were like 16, so they were young and dumb, so they didn't know what was.
And in Baltimore, they were young. we all saw The Wire and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on.
That's the lost episode of The Wire where Vanessa Huxtable hangs out. Vanessa beats Stringer Bell. I want to see that episode.
Yikes.
That's the lost episode. Vanessa was hanging out. We didn't get that episode of The Wire. Let's wrap it up. I was going to talk
on that note.
I was going to wrap it up with
now we're going to create a fan theory of Vanessa again with Stringer Bell on The Wire.
Yeah, so hanging out with Omar. Let's wrap this shit. I was going to talk about Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, but we out of time. Definitely appreciate you supporting it. Not another damn podcast. You want to support us further, go ahead and give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, your Amazon Alexa devices. And, of course, you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out at MSIMAH626 on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Also, SER8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlog.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later. I'm gone.